There are so many good blue units in Fire Emblem Heroes, whether you obtain them through summoning or beating Chapter 1 of Book 2 to obtain Legendary Hero Form for free. There are a lot of options to choose from. So without further ado, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and allow me to break it down here with the top 5 blue units in Fire Emblem Heroes. Please do keep in mind that the only Fire Emblem games I've completed were Awakening and Fates, so according to the internet, my opinion clearly doesn't count. So instead of leaving me a 50-page essay about why I'm wrong, go ahead and leave your own top 5 in the comments below after watching this video.
Train. Boring, don't you think?
The Free Spirit Delphia, a 13-year-old mage outputting a lot more damage than most of the other blue mages in the game. She released on July 13, 2017 on the Alms Army banner alongside Gray and Matilda. Now I know exactly what you're thinking. Ever since Lynn's weapon refined, isn't she better than Delphia? Well, she could be better since their stats are very comparable and even their weapons are the same if you choose to refine Lynn's. But the reason I chose Delphia over Lynn was because of the little things, and not in the sense that Delphia is a midget, but in the sense that Delphia has slightly higher attack as well as resistance, while on the flip side, Lynn has slightly higher speed as well as defense, but she can't really take a hit anyway. Delphia's stats are really good, mostly excelling in attack and speed, but her resistance is also a really strong point. Of course, she does come with their faults, seeing as how she is a contender for the lowest amount of defense in the game at 13, only to be tied by Lucius, of course. Glass Cannon is the name of the game on this one because her HP is not too special either. Her weapon of choice is Dark Aura, which has a might of 14 and grants adjacent allies who use pretty much anything that isn't a staff, shuriken, or bow a +6 attack boost through their next actions at the start of each turn. This works pretty well. Since she is a glass cannon, it's better to play with your team so that you can get her out of enemy range using an assist skill or perhaps a dance while also gaining a boost just by being next to her. Her default skills that she comes with are actually pretty crisp. It includes Miracle as her special skill, which is cool, but the cooldown is very long, so I probably wouldn't use that one. She comes with no assist skill, but in terms of her passives, she has Death Blow for her slot A and Drive Attack for her slot C. Not saying I recommend it, but she's looking like some pretty good fodder right about now. But besides that, you can summon Delphia on any banner and she is only obtainable as a 5-star unit, so good luck with that. If you do end up fortunate enough to summon her, fingers crossed she is either plus attack or plus speed, while her minus would lie in her defense or HP. If you're looking for some build ideas for Delphia, you're asking the wrong guy, but I'll do my best. I would keep Dark Aura for her weapon and then run with Reposition for the assist skill, have Moonbow for the special, and then for the passives, I would keep Death Blow 3 for the A slot, Inherit Desperation 3 for the B slot, and then wrap things up with her default Drive Attack 2. So to summarize, someone once said that good things come in small packages, and Delphia is one fine example of this, which is why she's taken the number 5 spot on this top 5.
Maybe in another 1,000 years I'll be able to reach the top shelf!
Naui, the over 1,000-year-old dragon that doesn't look a day over 11 years old. She's one of the few units that aged really well since she has been available since release date of the game and is still very much usable today. She's quite well rounded in every single stat and that benefits her immensely. She has base 45 HP, 34 attack, 27 speed, 30 defense, and 27 resistance, which is absolutely respectable. Not only can she deal a good amount of damage, but you can also easily rely on her to take a hit whenever necessary. Her kit is wonderful, since she does indeed carry what is more or less the best breath weapon in the game, being Lightning Breath Plus. It has a might of 11 and allows you to counterattack no matter the distance of where you are getting hit from, but your special cooldown goes up by 1 as a trade-off. Pretty much every other dragon in the game really wants to use this weapon, which also makes Naui some pretty juicy fodder. Her assist skill is Rally Defense, which is whatever since you want a positioning assist skill or a dual rally instead. Her special skill is, well, nothing, but her passives on the other hand include +3 defense for her A slot and then threat and resistance for her C slot. Besides dragon units, she doesn't really make herself out to be good fodder. You might want threat and res, since she's the only one of 2 units that have it available at 5-star, the other being Ursula, who is a limited unit, but that's completely up to you. You can get Naui on any banner and she is available at both 4-star and 5-star rarity, so your chances at getting her or even already having her is looking pretty good. As for what IVs you should keep your fingers crossed for, this is a bit of a tough one, because when you have a unit that does well in every category, it's tough to give something up, but I would say either plus attack or plus defense, and have your minus be either HP or resistance. Now let's get to the builds. Of course, I would keep her weapon as Lightning Breath Plus and have that refined for defense. For the assist, Reposition, wow, so unique, and then throw down Bonfire for her special. Onto the passives. I would run Fury 3 or Steady Breath, but if you choose to do Steady Breath, which is the more premium route, I would swap out Bonfire as a special to either Ignis or Aether. Then for the B slot, you've got to have Quick Repost 3 on there, and then go ahead and finish it off with her default Threat and Res 3 on her C slot. So to recap, Dragon Emblem is a pain, and Naui is one of the reasons why, which is the reasoning behind her filling the number 4 spot on this top 5.
Oh, it's you.
Hey, did you know that if you complete Chapter 1 of Book 2, you can make 5-star hero Fjorm an ally? Man, talk about one of the best free-to-play units the game has ever seen, and is one of the only units pretty much ready to use right out of the box. Fjorm is quite interesting, because you can get her for free of course, having all of her stats at neutral, but you can also have opportunities to summon for her, whether it be for merges or better IV sets, which is cool, because she was the first Fire Emblem Heroes to introduce character that isn't limited to one, such as Alphonse and Sharina. She is pretty wild in every single stat in the game, has base 39 HP, 30 attack, 34 speed, 30 defense, and 34 resistance, which does indeed make her one of the highest resistance units in the game. For an infantry unit, damn is she tanky. Her default skills are as crisp as can be, with her weapon being the Leipdar that has a might of 16 and enables her to counterattack regardless of distance, which is always nice. She has no assist skill by default, but her special is where things get really interesting. She has Ice Mirror, which reduces the damage she takes from an enemy by 30% so long as it's a ranged attack, and if it does trigger, it boosts Fjorm's next attack by the total amount of damage that was reduced from this skill. That is absolutely insane. Since her defense and resistance are as good as they are, she can make really good use of this special and put a stop to pretty much any ranged unit. Her passives include attack/defense bond, which grants +5 attack and defense during combat if she is adjacent to an ally for the A slot. Shield Pulse 3 for her B slot, which seems like it was built for Fjorm since it takes her special cooldown to -2 at the start of turn 1, if her special triggers based off of an enemy's attack, which is Ice Mirror, meaning she starts every single map with Ice Mirror ready to use. And then she has Drive Attack for her sleeve slot, which is nice since you want allies around with the attack/defense bond to boost yourself anyways, but with Drive Attack you can boost your allies a bit as well, which is always appreciated. You can get Fjorm either by completing Chapter 1 of Book 2, as Nintendo told you many times, in the story mode of Fire Emblem Heroes, or you can summon her on the legendary 8% banners, which seem to be happening about once a month now. When looking for what IVs I recommend for Fjorm, times are real tough since she's looking real nice and everything, but in my personal non-licensed opinion, I would either keep the neutral run the story mode gives you or plus attack with the minus being HP. Now for the stats, I personally run her using all the default skills but with the assist skill being reposition, but if you want to sauce her up a bit you can give her Steady Breath, although that is super premium and a lot of people don't really have big bikes to throw around for fodder, so the choice is yours. In a nutshell, she's a free to play unit that is really good and she doesn't require a lot of skill inheritance to be viable, which is why she is number 3 in this top 5.
I'm Shiro. Right.
One of my personal favorite characters in Fire Emblem history, the son of Ryoma himself, Shiro. I know he looks like an anime character in Fire Emblem Heroes, but I swear he's from the series. I can't even count all the times this man carried me through various Grand Hero battles and events. He released on December 4th in the Children's of Fate banner joined by Soleil and Siegbert, which are also great units. He is one of the most tanky infantry units I've ever seen, and he also deals massive amounts of damage. Base 41 HP, 35 attack, 30 speed, 35 defense, and 22 resistance. It's no surprise which stat he fails in the most, so keep him away from those friggin' mages and dragons. But damn, and everything else, Ryoma's son is really out there. You can just put him out there in front of pretty much everyone with a sword, lance, or even axe and just watch them fall so freaking fast, not even kidding. His default skills are also so perfect for him. His weapon is the Bright Naginata, which is a might of 16, and it also grants him attack and defense +4 during combat if the enemy initiates the attack. His assist skill is Swap, which pulled me out of many tough spots. He has no default special, but his passives, man oh man. His A skill slot is Steady Stance, which grants +6 defense during combat when the unit is attacked, which on top of the boost the Bright Naginata gives you, you get a +10 defense total when an enemy attacks as well as +4 attack. You tell me which physical character is gonna take this guy out. Nobody. He comes with no B slot, but his C slot is Defense Tactic, which helps some of your allies get a little bit of defense if the conditions are met. met. But this skill recently became a sacred seal via the Tempest Trials reward, so you can use that instead and give Shiro a different C skill. You can obtain Ryoma's son Shiro on any banner, and he is only available as a 5-star rarity, so best of luck if you try to get him. Now onto the IVs I'd recommend. Me personally, I run plus attack minus speed since I did inherit Berkut's Lance, so the resistance is fairly important to me. But if you're not gonna do that, then I would go for plus attack or plus defense and minus resistance. Now for the builds, you can keep his weapon as is with the Bright Naginata. I prefer swap, but reposition also works too as the assist skill. For the special, I would go Ignis, and for the passives, you can keep Steady Stance 3 for the A slot, inherit Quick Repost 3 for the B slot, and complete the build with Threat and Defense 3 instead of Defense Tactic. If you're big on Shiro like I am, you can go the slightly more premium route and inherit Berkut's Lance refined for resistance, have swap or reposition for the assist skill, Aether for the special, Steady Breath for the passive slot A, Quick Repost for the B slot, and Threat and Defense 3 for the C slot. In short, if it wasn't for this guy, I probably wouldn't have been able to have such an easy time beating as many Inferno Grand Hero battles as I did, which makes Shiro a solid unit, and that is why he is number 2 on this list. Before we get into who is number 1, here are some honorable mentions. Army of One Effie, Oracle of Destiny Ninian, Winged Princess Tana, Lady of the Lake Azura, and Priestess of Dawn Micaiah.
Magic is everything!
Honestly, you can't tell me you were surprised to see that in my personal opinion, Reinhardt is the best blue unit in Fire Emblem Heroes. I wish I had a more unique number 1 for you, but it's gotta be him. He released on February 27, 2017 on the Sibling Bonds banner alongside Lachesis, Klein, Olwyn, Eldigan, and Sanaki, which is a pretty hectic banner with a total of 6 new focus units at the time. Damn. His stats are actually quite good for a mage, and he is a cavalry unit as well, so he can be all around the map fairly fast, unless there are obstacles of course. He has got base 38 HP, 32 attack, 23 speed, 27 defense, and 25 resistance, but the stats aren't what make him special. Let's talk about his default kit, starting with the weapon Dire Thunder, which is currently only available to 2 units, first being Reinhardt and then Olwyn. This weapon is crazy. It has a might of 9 and has the effect of a brave weapon, so you lose 5 speed, but in return you attack twice when initiating combat. That is really good, and you can't inherit this weapon, which makes it exclusive to these two. He has no assist skill by default. His special is Blazing Thunder, which is whatever in my opinion, and then he's got Vantage as his passive, which is quite nice as the B slot, and then Gold Cavalry for the C slot, which is fun because of Horse Emblem. You can get Reinhardt on any regular banner, and he is available as both a 4-star and a 5-star character. Now for the IVs, I would say what you should look for is plus attack and minus speed, but minus HP or resistance could also work. I summoned over 10 4-star Reinhardts in my time and never once got a plus attack minus speed one, so I had to settle, but hopefully you can do what I couldn't. For builds, I came up with a super unique one. Are you ready for this? Keep Dire Thunder as the weapon, throw Reposition on there for the assist skill, Moonbow as the special, Death Blow 3 for your passive A slot, Lancebreaker 3 for your B slot, but if you hate Sigurd then you could switch it to Swordbreaker 3, and if you're running other horses, go ahead and inherit Hone Cavalry on there. But seriously, there's not much else to say since we all seen this coming before you even decided to click on the video, so that is why Reinhardt is the best blue unit in Fire Emblem Heroes. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this top 5, and if you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, as that is always appreciated. If you have your own personal top 5 on the blue units in Fire Emblem Heroes, leave it in the comments and I would love to read them, as well as leaving any suggestions for future top 5 videos there as well. Thank you guys for watching like I said, and I will catch you guys later.